In the third section of minor lines in the style of Charlie Christian, we'll take the pool of note idea we learned in the previous section and our common chord shapes and see how he uses them in some example licks from swing to bop. Throughout this section, I'll be demonstrating these licks by playing the chord grip associated with the lick and then the lick itself. When I first started learning Charlie Christian, I had a teacher recommend that I do this, and I can't stress this enough, how valuable it is to play the chord and then play the line and not to rely on backing tracks. A couple of things happen when we do this. One, we actually listen. We listen to the chord and we listen to the line and see how they relate. And we come to know the chord grip better so that the grip itself and the line are not disassociated from one another. So when you practice this, play the grip and then play the line. You can hear players like Barney Kessel really develop this, and it comes from their practice like this, of playing the grip and then playing the line. This is the foundations for playing rhythm while you solo and in between your lines. So to start off, we'll be looking at a lick in the key of B flat minor. This is a simple arpeggio lick, but it swings and it's a great one to start off with. So we'll play our B flat minor, hear it, and then I'll give you a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. A little slower. The chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Okay, what we're doing here, coming in on beat 2 with the triplet up the arpeggio, we have B flat, D flat, F, and then straight to our 9. We're skipping over the 1 and playing 9, the C, and then coming back down our arpeggio. B flat, F, D flat, B flat. So our first part, 1 triplet, and then we're ending with this rhythmic motif. We have quarter, quarter, eighth. Okay? That's going to be our first lick. We're seeing that he's drawing from the B flat minor chord, not too many pool of notes other than that C, using that as an extension. Now let's move on to the next lick and see how he can develop the B flat minor chord a little further. Here's lick 2. 1, 2, 3. A little slower. 1, 2, 3. So you can already hear he's filling in this chord with many notes from the pool of notes. We're starting on beat 4 with a rake up to our B flat. So we're just playing up this triad here, like so. And then we're going to play this phrase. So we have C to D flat, back to C, down to B flat, and then we're going to play F, then G flat, F, E flat, D flat. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then this next part, we're going to go down to the C and play C, D flat, E flat, then down to D flat again, and then B flat. So we have as a resolution, and then drop down to F up to D flat. So we have this phrase to complete it. So we can see we're now expanding our notes. We've included the flat 9, we have the E flat in there, as well as the C carrying over from the previous lick. So one more time, we have 1, 2, 3. Now let's take this on to example 3. In this third lick, we're going to combine the first 2 licks. We'll include the C, the G flat, the E flat. We'll include focusing on that F to G flat back to F tension, as well as the arpeggios. So this is really combining everything and filling out this chord. Here's how this lick will sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. little slower. Hear the chord again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's get into this lick. We're starting on our C, our 9, and we're playing. Already kind of bringing in some tension with the F to G flat. So that's C, B flat, F, G flat, and then a triplet, or a little trill here, and then playing E flat down to D flat. From there, we're going to work up from C. We played this phrase in the last example. This is a common Charlie Christian move in the minor chords. So C, D flat, E flat, D flat, B flat for a temporary resolution, and then we're going to go right up the chord. So we'll go quickly at 16th notes up to our C. So we're playing that B flat minor with the C. So up here, and you can just move it through with the rake, and we'll play C, B flat, F, G flat, B flat, and then the same kind of lick to resolve it. So we have from the rake, and then ending on an 8th note to a half note. Another rhythmic motif that you can hear throughout Charlie's playing. So all together, we have this chord now fully filled out, using the B flat minor tones as well as bringing in some of the F7 and F7 flat 9 tones. And the reason you can do that over a chord is that it's a quick tension resolution, a quick 5-to-1. So as you're listening to songs where there's just kind of static chord changes, there's kind of a vamp on one chord, you'll hear great soloists throw in a quick 5 idea and then resolve it. Quick 5 idea, resolve it. So it's not monotonous just over one chord. So again, this lick, play the chord, and play it one more time for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's take a look at some ideas over the E flat minor chord. Our first E flat minor chord will sound like this. A 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. This lick is targeting the third, or the flat third of the E flat minor. This is one he would always do throughout that swing to bop solo, where he kind of builds the idea and then takes it further, adding some more notes. So we're seeing this with the E flat minor. We start here on the E flat, on the and of 2, and 3, and 4, 1. So we have a passing through of 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the flat third. And then we're going to fill that out a little more. We have in the next bar, 1, 2. We're now coming back down to the F and then enclosing the G flat. So just adding a few more notes there to fill out the chord. But it's developing that first idea further. So be on the lookout for that lick in the swing to bop solo and some of his other minor solos. He uses it all over the place. So again, one more time we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's take this a little further and add in our E flat minor 6 sound. So that's adding in the C note for this next one. And then this will resolve into a B flat minor, and that resolution will be very clear. So we'll play the E flat minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Back to our B flat minor. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. To our B B flat. So we're starting the same way. On the and of 1, we have E flat, F, G flat, up to our A flat, and then we're in close the G flat again, and then come back down to our E flat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're gonna play 1 and 2. So we're going down to the C, the 6th, and then up the arpeggio to the 6th on the high octave. So we have this phrase, we're going 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Again, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Then we'll resolve into our B flat minor triad here. We'll go 1 and 3 and. So simple resolution. We can see how that first idea in the E flat minor lick 1 gets developed further by adding in the 6th and then resolving into the B flat minor triad. So one more time, the entire lick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. For our second lick in E flat minor. Our third lick will be another resolution from E flat minor to B flat minor. It will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, this is one of my favorite Charlie Christian licks. We're starting with a slide from our high E flat. We're chromatically connecting E flat to D flat and then moving right into our E flat minor 6th chord. So play down to the D flat, and then I'm going to pick again, starting on the C, and come down the arpeggio. C, B flat, G flat, E flat, and then down to my D flat. And then I'm going to come up the arpeggio of E flat minor 6, C, E flat, G flat, B flat, for that completion of the first part of the lick. So I have the slide, and then the arpeggio, down to the flat 7, and then the arpeggio up from the 6th. So in context, we have E flat minor 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then resolve it to B flat minor, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing now from my G flat down to my F to my D flat, so it's a quick 5 to 1. And then I've got a blues lick sliding up to the E, the flat 5, E flat, D flat, B flat, B flat. So all together, we have one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our last 3 licks will take a look at how B flat minor and F7 relate to one another in quick tension and resolution. So our next lick, we have B flat minor 7 for half a bar, F7 for half a bar, and then resolving to B flat minor. The key here is to pick out with your ear those notes that are part of the F chord and how they're resolving in simple half steps. So our first lick with the B flat minor and F7 combination will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're just playing down the triad from the 5th. F, D flat, B flat down to F, and then I'm hitting that F7 tone. There's my A. That's showing that I'm going to F7, and I'm going to resolve back down to F, up to A again, back to F, and finally back to B flat. So that little movement of A to F, you could see it as part of that F chord, or you could see it as part of that B flat minor chord. The F is shared by both, but it's that A that's the key there. And just drawing out that tension until you move it up the half step to B flat. So one more time, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, moving on, same setup here. Half a bar of B flat minor, half a bar of F7, and then B flat minor to resolve. So we have this, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A little slower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This is a great lick because now we're filling out the B flat minor a little more with a 9 and a 6. So we're coming on the and of 1, B flat, C, D flat, and then a triplet from F to G to F. Then down the arpeggio, D flat, B flat. So that's our first part of the lick. 1 and 2 and down the arpeggio. Now I'm going to finish the lick by playing G, F, A. So that's the 6th down to the F, and then the A really cueing in the F7 chord, and then resolving to B flat, C, D flat, back into the B flat minor territory. So again, just a quick little dropping in of that A note, the 3rd of F7 that distinguishes it from the B flat minor to set up that tension resolution. So we have one more time through this lick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And our final lick will utilize the F7 and F7 flat 9 sounds moving back into the B flat minor. So again, half a bar B flat minor, half a bar of F7 into B flat minor. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We're starting off with the F to G flat. So we have that F7 flat 9 sound. So a triplet. Then I'm working down to my C. And then back up to my D flat. That's the first phrase. 1. And then I've got the E flat, down to the D flat, down to the B flat. So just kind of a blues lick, resolving into the B flat minor. So 1. And then we're going to add in one more quick 5-to-1 resolution. So F, F. Here comes the A, the 3rd of F, to resolve to our B flat. So we can see, again, how we can bring in those F7 tones and the F7 altered tones to create the tension and resolution. So one more time with this lick, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. In the next section, we'll take a look at some common rhythmic motifs Charlie Christian uses throughout these licks and pool of notes.